Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to create a brochure. We're going to first start off with new, open Photoshop. We're going to work in inches. And we're going to make this, the width will be 17 and the height will be 11. And with resolution, we're going to make that 300. And we're going to hit OK. Okay. So now I'm going to make it just a tab smaller so I can see it on my screen. So the first thing I want to do is divide it equally. I'm going to split it up. I'm clicking on the ruler. This is my bleed. Right here. Drag and pull. If your ruler is not showing, then you go to Window and you go to View and you want to hit Ruler to show. So now you can adjust your rulers so your spacing is evened. Okay. So now we got it's broken up in sections. Now the first thing I want to do is create a nice curve that comes into here. So to do that, I'm going to use my pen tool and I'm going to click on the outside and I'm going to curve it just like an Illustrator. I'm going to curve. To continue the anchor, click on the anchor point, curve, and then we're going to bring it round. Just look, take your time, and then now you have a perfect shape. Control, click, and then make a selection. Hit OK. Now it becomes a nice curve selection. I'm going to go into my layers. I'm going to hit New Layer, and I'm going to fill this layer in. Edit, Fill, a color. So I add a color right here. Now, what's cool about this gives me a foundation to add some gradient. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to add gradient style. So I can come in here and I can play around with different flavors. I can pull some off, pull them off. I can change the color by clicking on the color. And once you like it, you just hit OK. Now I'm going to add a drop shadow to the top. Deselect. So now I got a nice curve. What if I want to repeat this curve on the top? So right click on the layer, duplicate it, drag it, undo. Got to be on the move tool, which is right here in the corner. Move tool. Now let's click on it, and now we can drag that piece, and I'm going to rotate it. To rotate, you go to Edit, Transform, Rotate. So I'm designing right now. Hit Enter. I'm going to pull this all the way up in the corner. Nice. Gives a nice little flavor. I got big and I got small. Notice how the page is kind of coming together. So now the next thing we want to do now is add, I'm going to make a Polaroid kind of thing. So I'm going to take my shape tool. I'm going to make a shape. Okay. And I'm going to create a new layer because I want this to be separate. And I'm going to fill this in. Edit, Fill. And we're going to fill that in black. Okay. Next, I want to click. And we're going to fill this in white. I'm just drawing with the shapes. Okay. Deselect. Okay, so we've got a little Polaroid thing going on here. Push it in and tap it. Enter. So now I'm going to bring my Polaroid down, rotate it, have it off the page, Command C, Command V. Command C, Command V means to duplicate. So I'm going to duplicate it. And then rotate. Command T, rotates a little bit. Press Shift and pull it in. Put that one to the back. Okay. Then I do what? Same thing again. Just duplicate, right click, duplicate the layer. Pull it out. Command T, scale it in small, and rotate. Okay. So now I'm going to select all, duplicate. Command C, Command V. Okay. So now, what could I do here? Instead of it coming this way, I can just go right here, go to this tool. Where is it at? We go here, edit, click on it first. And then go here, edit, transform, and flip horizontal. So now I'm going to put this behind the bottom. Okay, so we got that part. So now let's go ahead and start laying out how I want this to look. As a designer, you got to use your ruler. Rulers are your best friend. So I know that my text is going to be right in here for my labels. I know I'm going to give some space for my space right here. So now I'm going to start with my shapes. These will be my, you can do two things. Maybe you might want to have your slide deck going across. New, fill. Let's fill it in black so we can see it. Let's use gray, 50%. So now we got our slide deck. I'm going to click on it. Spacing got to be the same. See how the distance for this is? This should be the same as that. Distance. You have to bleed. Because when you fold the paper, you don't want it to fold with the artwork down the middle. So just, I'm going to click these two, hold Shift. Notice they're just group selected. Command V. Okay. PNGs. Okay, let's say this is a picture of Mr. Paris. Okay, so to do a PNG, you gotta then see how it comes in. It's locked as a layer. Double click on it to unlock it, and go to Select, and go to Select Mask. Okay, I'm gonna click on Subject Select right here in the top. Goes in the, we had to do this by hand. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. So here it is. Look how beautiful that is. Quick, one stop. So now we just drag this. Drag it, bam. Okay, so I'm going to pull that. That'll be your PNG. Hit enter. Now I'm going to come back to the layer, the background. To select the background, all you got to do is go to select all, and it's select. See how the marching ants goes around? And I want to put a color on this. So I'm going to double click, go to gradient. I'm going to change this color. That's too bright. You click on the layer, the gradient, If you want to duplicate it, you just drag it across. I'm going to change this to blue. Grab that blue. Lighten it up. Still looking too dark. Pull this out. Drag that over. I'm going to change this blue to be okay. Now the next thing we need to work on, notice how this is being chopped off. Deselect. That looks good right here. Okay. So now, same thing, this name. Click on your text tool. Right here in the fonts. Dock it back in the dock. Click on the font. Now let's say you like how this font is. You can also come in here, add an overlay. You can adjust it. Okay. You can play around with your fonts in here. Stroke. You can change the color to blue. You can do so much. But I think it looks better in caps. Okay. Okay, right here. So we got a lot. What if you want to add text? It's the same thing. Click on your text tool. Let's bring the size down to 12 to 20. W information. Return. You put your information. Click. You got your write-up, quick little bio about you. Then your logo will be on this page. Sample your business plan. This could be your QR code right in this area. Where's my QR code? Pam. QR code, where is it at? Drag it to the top. Okay. I'm gonna pause here. I think this gives you everything you need. You know how to do a PNG, move some things around. This will be your bio section. Then when you're finished, you just go to File, Save As a Photoshop file, which is fine. Give it a name and save it. Well, years of doing this stuff. It becomes easy. Then you're gonna save as a JPEG once you finish. Save 2 versions. File, export, boom. Okay. Let's see if this thing is